I don't know. Shall I do the intro? Do you want to do the intro?
What is the intro?
But well, that's the thing. I don't know if we have a proper intro.
Yeah.
We can make it up, I
Like,
suppose.
like, shouldn't it just be like, good morning, good evening, sports fans?
Yeah, but it should probably be with a bit more vigor than that.
Yeah, obviously.
Do you want to give it the beans then?
Give it the beans. This would be the cut.
Cut.
Good evening, sports fans.
That was well done. I like that a lot.
Welcome to
said
the
that-
Immigrant Podcast.
And then you got the name of the show wrong.
Fucked it up. Okay, take two.
I'm gonna have to give that a B minus.
We'll go take two. Here we go. What?
Cut.
The Immigrant Mentality Podcast.
It's good when the host isn't quite sure of the name of the show.
Well, because you have it on Instagram as like Immigrant Pod.
Yeah, because on Instagram, Immigrant Mentality was already taken.
Oh, okay.
Someone got it.
Take two.
Take two-ish.
Good evening, sports fans. Welcome to the Immigrant Mentality Podcast. This is myself, C. Brogues, 23, and my colleague.
I am Real Rhys Davis, but you knew that already. Corey, that was superbly done. I love your work.
Take a bow, pat on the back.
Well done. I have to say, viewers, this is probably going to be the most boring episode that we've done so far. I know that might be a controversial statement, but I haven't really done anything this week, so I haven't really seen anything interesting that we can comment on. I've been sick as a dog all week. Something I think about living in London makes you sick. Do you ever get that when you go to a big city? You feel like shit?
No, but sometimes flying on planes
Yeah.
to Australia or like big flights, like you just recycled air bullshit, just people sniffling and coughing, just don't feel great for the next few days kind of thing.
Well, I think my own experience is that I've lived here for about a year and I've been sick more times in 1 year than I think I have in the last 5 years before that. There's always
keeping
something,
up on your vitamin D.
Yeah, I vitamin D daily. I don't tend to do it in the summer because I don't think it's strictly necessary. I try to get outside as much as I can. But in the winter, vitamin D daily. And I've been doing a double dose in the last few weeks. I don't know about you, but I'm over the winter already. I'm sick of it.
Dude, we got
bloody sick of it.
We got like 20 something cms, maybe 15 or something, but it hasn't stopped snowing. It's just been consistently snowing.
Really?
Yeah. Like
yeah, but
Wednesday,
I don't mind
it
the
started
snow.
snowing.
I don't mind the snow. What I will say about winter in Alberta, which is nice, is that it's cold, yeah, but the air is thin, so it doesn't hurt as much. But also, it's sunny. It's sunny a lot in Alberta in the winter, right?
Fucking grey and overcast right now, my buddy.
Well,
No,
then
ain't no sun breaking through.
Just been proved wrong. But it is 4:00 right now in London, and it's dark already. It's what's the date today? It is December the 8th.
The 8th, yeah.
It's going to be a long winter, I reckon. I've had to go out and buy more jackets. My mother's not happy about it, but I had to do it. I needed reinforcements. What can I say?
Yeah. Yeah, I took advantage of the Black Friday sales. I know we talked about it last week with your experience.
We did address the Black Friday sales. You got to do what you got to do, you know.
Is it a bit of a conspiracy theory or a bit of a facade that Black Friday deals are not all the deal they're hyped up to be.
Now, I don't have any industry experience to be able to speak with any confidence regarding facts, but there must be something in it. Why would retailers put on really amazing sales before Christmas when they know that there's already an increased demand? Why would they do an amazing sale before then?
Yeah,
Kind of goes against the supply and demand logic, right?
yeah.
I don't know if I fully understand that. No one's ever asked me that before, so I've never thought about it, but
It's just you see
maybe
things
there's
on
something to
social
that.
media. I saw this thing where like some woman was in like Target, and she saw the sign that said for the TV $650, and it was a sign that was Black Friday 659 was 1,000. But then she could move the Black Friday sign, slide it across, and behind it was a regular Target sign that was red and white, and it said 659, like price of the TV.
That, Corey Brogan, might be true, but maybe you also shouldn't believe everything that you see on the internet.
Yeah, it's a tricky place. It's a spider web of
You know,
lies and deceit.
think about it, right? Think about it. We say things on the internet,
Mm.
and we don't know fuck all about fuck all. Now, imagine someone heard us say something and then treated that like fact.
Yeah,
I
it's just
wanted to
it
mention,
gets the brain thinking.
yeah, of course, of course. I wanted to mention uh, something from last week's show. I We posted a clip of it on the YouTube where you're telling us about Thomas Edison.
Yeah,
So let me tell you, we've had a little bit of heat on this one. A lot of people a little bit upset about
oh
you
yeah.
praising Thomas Edison.
Why?
Uh, well, apparently, and I don't know if I knew this. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Apparently, he was a bit of a shyster, a bit of a fraud, and
Really?
was not such a great inventor, but more of a bully and a thief. Did you know this?
Of course not. I wasn't looking at the person's background. I'm looking for
So
inventions. I'm looking for failures and winners.
yeah, well, so I've
What did
done a
so, so
little
so what
bit.
did he get up to?
Well, so apparently, the first of all, the light bulb he didn't actually invent; he stole from another fella.
Gone.
Apparently, no, I wasn't there. I wasn't in the room, so I'm not going
Good.
to comment or pass judgment. But apparently, he was a bit of a naughty boy, and obviously in recent years, Nikola Tesla's become a lot more famous than he was 15, 20 years ago. But
Right.
he employed Tesla. Tesla did a whole bunch of work for him, including improving on a lot of his patents and inventing new things for him. One of them, a big thing, was a dynamo, which I don't know if I really know what that is, but anyway.
Oh yeah, okay.
And Edison was at best misleading and at worst treacherous when it comes to Tesla, and
Ah,
would steal his inventions and take all the credit for them. Uh, and I think that Tesla has become a lot more well recognized lately,
right.
but
Yeah.
died broke, essentially broke and hungry, because he
Because Edison took all the money.
well, that's the allegation. Now you may counter that and say that that maybe Edison was just a better businessman. and was
Yeah.
able to capitalize on the work, and the Tesla clearly was not a very good businessman. That he had this wicked brain, but he couldn't actually utilize the things that he invented. So there's a lesson in that, I think. But the clip has gone. I wouldn't say viral, but it's had a few views. I was looking through all of our clips on YouTube, all of the little shorts.
Right.
We've got 12 shorts on there, right?
Okay.
And the view count for all of them, it's like 19, 34, 22, 53, 7, 64, 24, 39, 5. It's not a great showing, really. That last one, the one where you tell me about Thomas Edison, has had 2,000. So it
Are
seems that
you
a
serious?
little bit of, yeah, I'm serious. When I saw that this morning, I thought, oh shit, we're famous.
There's
Serious.
controversy. So
Yeah, a
what's the
little bit
play
of
then?
controversy.
So what's the play? So I see and heard the facts. I fact checked the amount of inventions according to Thomas Edison, and I
The
was told
allegation is not
that
that
he did the light bulb.
the allegation is not that those inventions didn't happen, is that
He's
he
just a
maybe
shish.
took credit for them where the credit was maybe not given to the person who did the bulk of the work.
Right. But is
If
that
that
what we also need to do as content creators? We need to like we need to be like, is this guy a shifty shyster? Is this okay to talk about?
well, this is where we're in uncharted waters, I guess.
Yeah.
That we just don't know what we're doing. I don't think no one's called to cancel us yet
Yeah.
for putting
That's good.
erroneous information out on the internet, but it may only be a matter of time. We'll
Yeah.
see. But I think what was clear from that is that people found that engaging, whether it was good or bad.
Yeah, that's wild.
We started the debate.
And going from like single digit views to like double digit
Yeah,
and then to like four
what
digit.
did I say? 2,266. Like all of our for all of our shorts on YouTube, every single one, the it's a total of 2,700 views, and 2,274 of them have all been on
One video.
the Thomas Edison video. It's
Fucking
funny, isn't it,
crazy.
how the algorithm works, right?
Yeah.
That you can post something. All it takes is a couple of people to comment on it and to like it, and it just gets shared to oblivion. Then, right? It just pops up. And
Yeah.
look at us talking about a measly 2,000 views, right? But
Yeah.
imagine if 2,200 people lined up to have a look at a drawing that you did.
Yeah. The line
That'd
would
be
be
pretty
massive.
insane, right?
Yeah.
Like imagine every single person came up to you and you showed them your drawing and said, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And even if they spat at it, that's still a long line of people, 2,000 plus people.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
making
No,
strides.
man, that's
How
pretty
do you feel
wild.
about
Yeah, I feel pretty good. I'm just trying to think if Thomas Edison what was really using the immigrant mentality. You know, he was really
that? Well,
is he?
that's a good question. My understanding is that Thomas Edison ran a company, which actually, in relation to Tesla, I believe Tesla worked for Thomas Edison's company in Europe,
Right.
but then came to America interviewed directly with Edison. Edison thought he was a genius, hired him on the spot, and then continued to work with him.
Right.
But seems to be he took a lot of the credit for Tesla's
Yeah.
work.
That's kind of shitty.
Yes, but I wasn't in the room, so who am I to pass judgment? How do we know that Tesla would have done anything with the inventions?
Yeah.
Tesla might have. And I'm not here to talk shit about Nikola Tesla. I don't know the guy, but you can at least say that Edison did things with the inventions.
Yeah. It's interesting. I think I'm going to look more into that.
You're going to have to. That's your homework, I think, for the next episode, I guess.
Thank you, sports fans. I have homework. Haven't had homework for fucking years, decades.
Did you even do your homework when you did have it?
Sometimes.
Were you a good student?
50-50.
Do tell.
Oh, just, the usual.
You look like you would have been good at woodwork.
Yeah, I did woodwork. I made a clock that looked like Australia. Put a clock
Oh, yeah?
mechanism in it. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't do woodwork. I wasn't very good at it. But I was thinking the other day that it would be better, I think, if everyone had to do some kind of design technology course to a later age at school, because a big part of those kind of courses is knowing how to create a project, right? To complete something from start to finish, right from the idea in your head,
Yeah.
design, implementation, and potentially even marketing, sales, and execution, or all the way through a process, right? I think most people don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that.
So can I ask you this question?
Please.
You have a mathematical degree, right?
That is correct.
Would you rather see a course that you just talked about than see a course that was algebra?
I think it depends on
Because I don't understand algebra, and I don't know if most of the world does. Like, why do we have algebra? Why?
Well, I think officially now no one is listening. But I'm even though I have a degree in mathematics, it's been a long time since I thought about it seriously. And algebra allows you to make sense of mathematics. Maybe not in a high school level, but as mathematics, as you reach an advanced level, you don't see a number on the page ever. Mathematics at a high level is about theoretical understanding of everything that makes, like, it's, I butchered that a little bit. What it basically means is when you get to a high level of mathematics, all you're really doing is proving things to be true or not true. Right?
Okay.
What the common misconception with mathematics is that everyone confuses it with arithmetic. Arithmetic is addition, multiplication, and division,
Right.
essentially. Right? So when you say mathematics, that's what a lot of people think of, because that's what, up until you're about probably 12 or 13, 14, maybe even 15, that's what mathematics has been.
Right.
And maybe a little bit of geometry as well. But people can understand geometry
And
because,
fractions.
well, fractions is arithmetic,
Yeah.
right? Well, what's a fraction? Half is a fraction, right?
Yeah.
It's 1 divided by 2.
Yeah.
Geometry people can understand because they can see the shapes.
Yeah.
But what algebra is just essentially, and correct me, math nerds, if I'm wrong, but algebra is just the language essentially that you use to understand mathematics later on.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's like
I mean,
at high school you might not see much relevance in it,
yeah,
but if you were to pursue it,
for
then
sure.
the idea of the idea of of advanced mathematics without algebra doesn't really make sense.
Right. I mean, yeah, I guess when you break it down like that, I just remember like you just asked me, was I a good student? And I said 50-50. Like algebra was out the fucking window. That homework did not get taken home. That was out the
Yeah,
window on
it's
the bus.
interesting mathematics I find in that I can't think of another school subject that if people have once they have the remotest difficulty with it, they just give up completely.
Yeah.
Like
Which
if you're poor in English, you still give it a go, right? And you still you have to kind of get there a little bit.
yeah, and
Whereas with mathematics, it's people say, "Oh, I just don't understand it." When I think what often is the case is you just haven't had a good teacher.
I don't well that a teacher or a use case like a solid use case like if you were using the bandsaw to cut like this tool or this piece of wood and then the woodwork teacher or you figure out like this saw is a bit too much, it's just splintering, it's everywhere, I'm gonna have to get something a little bit more fine like a table saw or something and then or a jigsaw and use it like that, right? So that it's like a use case. But when you have like algebra in front of your face and it's like a plus b equals fucking probably c, I don't know, am I wrong, am I right? But in my mind I'm like, where am I going to use that today?
Yeah, no, and I think that's entirely valid in that for most people, mathematics is too obscure to see on a daily basis. But the whole world runs as it is because nerds have figured it out and
Yeah,
we utilize what they've done. So it's a strange one in that it doesn't affect everyone day to day, but really, if it wasn't
yeah,
there, if it had never been figured out,
yeah, we fucked.
yeah. Whereas I think something like woodworking, for not even necessarily woodworking, but just the idea of managing a project. That project might be you deciding to renovate your bathroom,
Yeah,
or plan a wedding, or go on holiday, right? It doesn't mean that you have to do the tiling in your bathroom yourself. But what it means is that you can think logically about the whole project. What do I imagine it's going to look like? What's my budget looking like? What's my time frame? Like all of these things are things you learn through building a clock that's shaped like Australia.
yeah, no, totally.
I think it would be a practical thing. Rishi Sunak, if you're listening, trying to stop kids from smoking, why don't you teach them something relevant instead?
Jeez,
You don't know who Rishi Sunak is, do you?
I do know. No,
Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Someone's got to be, I suppose.
yeah, gotta fill that position.
You're a British, aren't you?
Yeah, dual citizen.
That's kind of nice. Are
Yeah,
you just trying to collect all of the countries that have British flags on them?
yeah. You know when like Grand Theft Auto, you start doing like the main story, and then there's side quests. I'm trying to
Yeah,
get into some side quests.
it's not a bad, it's not a bad plan.
Yeah,
Get on as many grids as possible.
yeah. But I think though, like you can only have 2 Commonwealth citizenships, right? I think that's the
I
deal.
don't know the exact. I don't know the exact rules, but I'm. I mean, I don't know if I should say too much, but I'm close to Canadian citizenship.
Attaboy.
Don't know exactly how close, but I'm close. Hopefully. Unless they watch this and think, fuck that, we're not having that guy.
Or maybe the kids need more algebra.
Maybe. Maybe. I haven't said anything bad about Justin Trudeau.
Yeah. Why do you want to start now?
No, let's. I don't think I've got enough recording capability
Yeah.
to go into, and I think that there's been enough said already that I don't know if I have anything new to add.
Yeah.
Plus,
Sweet, man.
I want him to sign me off as a citizen first. So
Yeah.
I'll play
Get that
nice.
done and get that done.
I'll play fair. I'll play fair, but I can criticize the British government as much as possible. And there's been a lot said about them already.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know where to ask the question. I don't know.
No,
Bring to
it's been a bit of a disaster for the last 13 years. And you know what? You could even say longer. But
Who was
I
that?
don't think
Was it Boris
sorry, go on.
Johnson? Was it Boris
He
Johnson?
was prime minister for a while.
Right.
Pelagus, he was elected in 2019.
Okay.
It's 2023 now.
Yeah.
He was elected in 2019. We've had 2 other prime ministers since him.
Oh, how long's the term in England?
Well, it's not a set defined term.
Ah.
It's a maximum of 5 years,
Oh, yeah.
but they can call an election before 5 years. But and I feel like there's been a lot of them. I mean, with Brexit happening, there's just such instability.
Right.
No one knows what's going on, but it is what it is.
I know very little. I can't. I don't even know where to start.
So neither do I, to be honest. I try to not worry about it too much. I try to not think about it. I try to worry about more relevant things, I think.
No, fair enough.
I was thinking today, actually, that in about 25 years' time, it's the date is not set in stone, but in about 25 years' time, London as a city turns 2,000 years old, which is
Whoa.
insane when you think about it. That London has stood for 2,000 years. And I was thinking to myself, what kind of celebration is befitting a 2,000-year anniversary? And 2,000 years of hyper relevance as well. Not just 2,000 years of obscurity, 2,000 years of constant redefinition and innovation, development, and just, for how long has London been a leader of the world? For a long, long time. So what is a relevant, appropriate way to celebrate 2,000 years of London? 2048 is an Olympic year, I believe. I mean, surely that's a shoe-in. That's
Yeah.
London was founded between around 43 AD and 51 AD. No one really knows exactly.
Right. Crazy, man.
2,000 years. How old is Australia?
I don't know, but you guys found it.
I've never liked that as a definition because you guys founded it, right?
Uh,
Like, you know, you are Australian, right? but I look at you, and I don't think that you have much Aboriginal blood in you, based on
Correct.
based on your appearance. I could be wrong, but based on your appearance,
No, no, you're 100% correct.
you don't look like you enjoy the taste of petrol. Anyway, you are the one who went out there, right? It's your ancestors that moved to Australia, not mine.
Ah,
Mine stayed. Right? So I always find that funny when Americans do it and Canadians do it, and they say, "Oh, the British, you guys, you were so horrible. You had such a
hey, I didn't
horrible,
say you're
vicious."
horrible.
I'm not saying that it's you saying it, but some Australians and Canadians and Americans say to British people, "Yeah, your British Empire was so terrible. It was so bloodthirsty and vicious," and it's like, my family's the one who stayed in Britain. Your family's the one who went over there and slaughtered everyone. So what are you having to go at me for? My parents are the ones who stayed behind.
It's a very different way of looking at it, I guess. Yeah.
But am I crazy, or is there some logic in
No,
that?
no, there is definitely logic in it. Yeah.
So to say the British did it was like, well, yeah, but not my parents, your parents.
Yeah.
Australia Day's coming up soon, though, isn't it not?
Yeah.
It's January 26th.
I think so. There was something about them moving the date, and now I'm confused. I just remember in Canada, you get 2 Australia days. It's awesome. When you're in Whistler, right? So if you're not in Australia to celebrate Australia Day, the next best place in the world is Whistler, right?
Yeah.
So back like
Oh, yeah.
10
Yeah,
years ago,
right.
10 years ago, uh, or I forget when they changed it, but they used to do what's called the Triple J Hottest 100 on Australia Day. And that's the top 100 songs that made it on Triple J radio station, right? So what they would do to kick off Australia Day, it would happen at like 12 or 1 o'clock on the 26th. But that's at night on the 25th.
Right.
So everyone kicks off on
Right.
the 25th, waits for the night, top 100 kicks off, and then it goes into the 26th, which is actually Australia Day. So you get 2 days of Australia Day because the Triple J Hottest 100 is dictating it, right?
Right.
Plus
I
everyone wants to
remember
get fucking hammered for 2 days straight.
I haven't been in Whistler on Australia Day, but I've been in Lake Louise on Australia Day, and that was pretty rocking.
Dude, that's the amateurs. Whistler, man, was the next level. Like,
I'll have to
it's
give it a
insane.
try one day. I'll have
Yeah.
to give it a try. Is Whistler on Australia Day better than most places in Australia on Australia Day?
Uh, man, we're getting to some controversy again. I, I would have to say Whistler would be the best.
No, hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. There's going to be somewhere in Australia that's better than Whistler on Australia Day,
Of
but
course.
Whistler is probably better than your average place in Australia on Australia Day.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I don't know. Australia Day is always about like having a barbecue, playing cricket on the beach.
You're not going to do that in Whistler.
You're not doing that in Whistler. You're going to fire up a barbecue. You're going to go to the ski hill. You're going to have a few tins like you would in Australia. There's no, I mean, you could go to Squamish if you really want to jump in the water, but it's fucking winter and it's cold. It's not like you're surfing in your boardies. So just stay on the ski hill, drink beers, and fire up a barbecue. That's Australia Day.
Sounds like a right laugh.
Hey.
It sounds like you're out for a rip, as the Canadians would say.
Yeah, out for a rip, bud.
I'm actually I'm looking forward to seeing if there's anything going on for Australia Day in London. Probably is. There's a fair
There's a
few
few,
Australians here.
yeah, and there's a fair few Australian bars,
The
right?
the trouble with London is that everything gets drowned out. In that, when you go to when you're in Wales in Cardiff, say when there's a big rugby game on.
Right,
If you're in Cardiff, you know there's a rugby game on. Right?
right,
If you're in Calgary and the Flames are playing, you know the Flames are playing.
yeah,
When you're in London, because it's so big and so diverse and there's so many things going on all the time anyway. England could be playing in the World Cup football final and you might not know it just walking down the street because
yeah.
everyone's just so busy getting on with their everyday stuff anyway. You know, if you're in Whistler on Australia Day, you know it's Australia Day
It's
because every cunt's
magnified.
got a gold shirt on and has
Yeah,
got a flag around their neck like a cape.
or some wispy kind of like mustache
Wispy
that makes them look
mustache,
like a
a hat with corks on it,
yeah.
and a didgeridoo.
Man, when I was there, like I was on the ski hill and like we are coming down a hill and I heard this screaming and I was like, what the hell's going on? And I'm looking around and I see this dude butt naked, snowboarding and just holding an edge, just flying, just making a whole bunch of commotion. Man, it's a zoo
Yeah,
on Australia Day.
I remember that
All
being
the
a thing.
locals leave. All the locals just
Yeah, you would,
disappear,
wouldn't you?
man.
I remember that being a thing. People on Australia Day skiing with no shirts on, just in the shorts.
Yeah,
And it's the end of January.
dude. Granted, Whistler's a little bit warmer, but if there's snow and you're butt naked, it's negative temperatures, and then
It's
you
gonna
get
hurt
down.
when you
Then you get
fall
down,
as well, isn't it?
dude. You get to the bottom of the hill, and there's a whole bunch of people at Garfunkel's or the Longhorn. Yeah, it's the Longhorn.
Yeah.
Or if you're on Blackcomb and you get spat out near the Fairmont.
Whistler's a hell of a town, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's good time.
It's just so crazy expensive to live there. Have you seen what rent is like there now?
No,
You won't find if you find a one bedroom place for less than like 3,500 a month, you're laughing.
whoa,
Yeah, it's like you think Canmore's expensive, double it. Like serious.
fucking hell.
Yeah.
I
Have
do
you
I do see a lot of
been
people though, like, but they live down in Squamish, so they do the commute. But I did hear that a few of the locals would live down in Squamish. Squamish
yeah.
is fucking beautiful.
Yeah, I mean I would go on record and say that most of British Columbia is beautiful.
Yeah, sure.
Staggering. They call it beautiful British Columbia
Yeah,
on the
number plate.
number plate. It's another level, dude. Um, I've forgotten what I was going to say next. Can always cut this out. Um,
Lost it.
yeah, I lost it. Let me check my notes here.
My only reservation about you, Reese Davis, is that you're too good looking.
Oh, that's really kind of you to say.
When you're up close to the camera like that,
Yeah, does it do it for you?
tasty little treat.
I need to get a haircut though.
Same. It's everywhere.
I haven't shaved in about 4 days, but I haven't really left the house very much, so. There's something about being housebound that just makes you not want to shave.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do? Get up, shave, and then just sit at home?
Yeah, a lot of like
I don't
COVID
see
was
the
a strange
value in that.
time, eh? Like we were pretty
What?
lucky to be in Lake. Like we were pretty lucky to be in Lake Louise during COVID. We could go outside and dick about.
The more I
but,
think
like,
about that, I'm so grateful for that. I
'cause,
can't
like,
imagine being stuck in London
In the
with
condos.
the lockdowns, COVID. Like they were so militant here. You were only allowed out for 1 hour a day to exercise,
Dude, that's wild.
and people were calling the cops on their neighbours, being like, "Oh, this guy's been out for an hour and a half."
Just
Can
breathing
you
the middle of the air.
imagine, dude? I told you I've been sick, right? And I've
Yeah.
been sick more times this year than I ever remember being sick in a year. Just happens to be the year that I've been in London, and my commute changed fairly recently, a couple of months ago, and as a result, I've been going on the tube more often, whereas before I was using a bus to get to work.
Right.
And I think that that's done it. I think that that's helped me to get sick in an
Yeah, you're
unhelpful
you're
way.
you're
Like
around
it's
thousands of
so
people per day, man.
yeah, but the tube is just so dirty. It's so dusty. Like if you go down the tube and then you come out and blow your nose, it's like it's black. There's just
Fuck
I
off.
don't know what it is down there, but it's filthy. And you don't you get so used to it that you don't think anything of it. But I went home not that long ago, and I was home for a few days, and I noticed that my snot was like a clear green color, which doesn't sound unusual, but it is unusual when you're used to it being black from being in the tube and just being in
Dude.
London.
Dude,
Yeah,
I'd be
serious.
lucky. I was just thinking about that. Like, if you're on the tube and you're in London, you probably brush shoulders with like thousands of people, right? Per day.
Yeah, yeah,
Easily,
yeah,
right? For me, I've, I've been maybe don't tell the sports fans this, but I've been awake for an hour and a half. I won't go to work for another few hours. I'll brush shoulders with my colleagues and maybe 20, 30 guests.
yeah.
I won't crack 100. I won't walk past 100 people today. Not even close.
Yeah, I today I left the house for the first time in a few days, and I just went for a walk down the park. But to get there, I must have passed 500 people just walking down the street.
Insane.
You know,
And now you
the
contaminated
exposure to
500
people
people.
here is. You know, you said that you get sick, or you feel sick after being on a plane. Half the
Yeah.
people in London have been on a plane in the last 5 days. So
Yeah, it's
it's just
crazy.
it's I love living here. It's so much fun. It's so interesting and stimulating. But you have to like I can't. I don't know how long I can keep getting sick. So
Yeah, that's
I've
crazy, man.
decided I'm gonna use the bus more often.
Yeah.
I'll be sitting there with the brokies, and I'll have to use my bike more often as well. I think it's just too many people. You know,
How far would it be to your work on the bike?
it's not that far. It's about 20 minutes on the bike, but I mean it's London in
You get
December, right?
you get you get sweaty as well in the summer.
I'm not. It's yeah. You know what though? It's not so bad in the summer because you can just take it easy.
Right.
And you just wear a t-shirt, right? And you just take it easy. But in the winter, it's just wet all the time,
Yeah, true, true.
and not
Yeah.
even like it was a perfectly sunny day today, but the road was wet,
Mm.
so the road just doesn't dry. So you just if you cycle anyway, you get that streak right up your back, you know, that
Yeah, yeah.
muddy, oily
I mean,
shit streak.
there's
Looks
there's
like
a
you
thing
shit
called mud
yourself in
flap.
reverse. I thought about getting a mud flap, but it'll ruin the look on the bike. And as you said, I'm such a good looking specimen.
My only
You got to have
reservation.
the whole package.
True.
So that's my current resolution is that I should take the tube less and bike and bus more often.
Yeah, I like it.
You're a fan. Don't take the
Sir.
tube. I think we should wrap this up,
Yeah, sure.
if that's okay with you.
Yeah, totally.
Tell the sports
Yep.
fans where they can find you.
They can find me on Instagram at cbrogues23. Yeah.
Classic handle, that.
I'm not giving out my address. I'm not giving out my address. No, sir.
But we have established this in Canmore.
I'll have a whole bunch of Thomas Edison.
Yeah. You'll have an army of Thomas Edison haters showing up at your house, ready to give it to you.
No, sir. No.
What you need to do is get a Tesla, and then they'll know it's not him.
Now that you've mentioned not just Nikola Tesla, but Tesla as a product, this is the 5th time that we've talked about Tesla.
Yeah, that wasn't intentional, I don't think. But
I mean, we are looking for sponsors, and it would be sick to be sponsored by Tesla. You wouldn't have to ride the tube. Like,
that is true.
I could sell my truck.
That is
Elon
true.
watching this.
Although I would prefer, I think, yeah, Elon, if you're watching, big fans. Send us free stuff and let us know when you're going to be on. I'm Real Reese Davis. Don't know if you can see, but give us a follow, Elon. Keep up the good work. Any closing remarks, Corey Brogues?
Stay great. Keep pushing. Don't stop.
Hey, and we actually discussed the immigrant mentality a bit today as well.
Yeah.
A little bit.
See, dude.
All right.
We'll get better.
Let's
better.
wrap it up. That was episode 4. Ciao.